Boom! What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Cali D hitting you up with another installment of Guy Rules. And if this is the first time watching my channel or videos, welcome, bienvenido. What this is basically self-development, self-improvement, a better quality in life, and more gorgeous women, an abundance of women, and how you can achieve having a relationship with them. So with that being said, this is Guy Rule number 15, listening and paying attention to small details. Now, what do I mean by listening and small details? Now, you gotta remember, when a female gets ready, let's say, for example, on a Friday, Saturday night, summer comes along, they get dressed up to the nines. And when you start paying attention to those small details, you can actually finally see how they, why they take 3 to 4 hours just to get ready. Why? Because they have to look amazing from head to toe just for you, okay? Just for you. Not so much for them, but for you. They take their sweet ass time, make you wait forever, 15, 20 minutes outside when they literally said, I'm ready in like 5 minutes. And you're just like, but why? Because they're paying attention to small details. Females are really keen with small details. And what I mean by that, I used to do it all the time. My boys used to make fun of me, but they're like, that's the worst pickup line ever. And it wasn't a pickup line. I personally, like a female who has who can pick her shoes very like just bomb ass shoes, like bomb ass high heels, make a female look so good. It's not even funny. Like, I just like a girl who has her fashion to the nines. I find that very attractive. Why? Because she takes care of herself, and I like that a lot. So when I used to go up and talk to girls, well, I still do, but just a little less now because I have a girlfriend, so I kind of chill back. I'm just like, chilling. I'm still a good boy. But anyways, I would go up and I'd be like, you know what? I really like your shoes. And then my boys, when they were with me, like, oh, that's the gayest line ever. But to her, was just like, oh my god, he's not paying attention to my tits or my ass, and he looked at my shoes, which then I would check her out from head to toe. I'd be like, I like how you match your little heel buckle to the color of your nails. And like, oh my god, I love you, what's your name? I'm like, David, and it worked every single time. Why? Because I paid attention to small detail. To her, that can mean a wide variety of things, of like this much. But if you can zone in into this much of a female's mind, to her, you're just like, oh my god, he's my superhero. Why? Because you're different from the regular guy. You're not just looking at her ass and her tits or her pretty face, and you're actually paying attention to her. You actually saw why she took so long to get ready. Even though you might not care, you saw the finer details in her, and they really like that. So pay attention to small details. And like I said, sometimes you'll see girls with their clutches, and the intricate design on their clutches can match something on their jeans, something on their hair. I've even seen girls where they, when they mix and match, some girls I've seen with like diamonds in their hair. It looks like they got like, really shiny jizz or something, and they're matching it with their shoes or their toenails or their nails, because they have diamonds on their nails and they have diamonds in their hair, and they look like, they just came out of fucking, diamond or something. I don't know, but pay attention to the small details to females and start listening. What do I mean by listening? When you start listening to a conversation, not only do you learn something, you learn when you listen, you actually start getting out of your head, which then in return gives you a benefit of not being in that scarcity mode, that anxiety approach. You finally go up to be like, okay, well, I'm listening. And quick side note, the guys that I've actually taught and coached, they're like, well, after I do the approach, what do I keep saying? Like, how do I keep talking to her? Blah, 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 and this and that. First of all, you can talk about whatever it is that you want, as long as you convey it properly, and as long as you don't have that permission to be like, well, I'm talking about this. Is this cool? Well, I'm going to say this now. Do you like it? Can you accept me because I'm talking about this? Even though I don't really want to talk about it, but, just to keep you here, can we talk about this? No, stop being the permission boy and actually start owning your conversations about what you want to talk about. If you want to talk about trash, talk about trash. If you want to talk about cheese, like I say it all the time, talk about cheese. If you want to talk about hats, if you want to talk about the moon, if you want to talk about cars, the way you deliver your conversation is going to show her that you're not the permission boy, that you just talk and you feel very confident about what you're talking about, thus making her attracted to you because you're like, whoa, this guy is not trying to impress me, and he's talking about whatever it is that he wants to talk about. He's so enthusiastic about it that it has to be cool. Oh my god, I want to learn about cars now because I want his validation. So, once you actually start listening, then you can contribute more and more to that conversation. You build an actual structure to that conversation. You just like flow into it. Now, what does that do for you? Like I said, it gets you out of your head. It gets you out of that, I want to look cool, I need to look cool, what do I say now? You know, how do I make her like me? And you just fucking flow. You're in flow and you just deliver that conversation, which then just naturally, she gets attracted to you. And then I actually learned it from RSD Todd Valentine. It's a very actual good technique. So if you're a guy of very few words, start learning new things, start, applying new things in life because it's just good in general. You cannot go on in life and not learn nothing because then you're just, what kind of person are you? You have to keep learning and growing. Progression is the only way of happiness in life. Spiritually, that's a whole different thing. I'm very spiritual, but progression, if you for people who don't believe in that stuff, I'm getting off track, but just progression in life is very, very fulfilling for us. So learn something. Then after you learn something, start talking about those conversations, and then listen. If you have trouble talking to women and just keeping that conversation going, listen to what they have to say. And like I said, if you have trouble having conversations, just do what Todd Valentine does, and I actually picked it up and it's amazing. Like now it's just constant plowing, constant flow. So I'll give you an example. What he does is he grabs one key word out of that sentence. So for example, well, I like to eat ice cream. Ice cream. What kind of ice cream do you like? I like to eat chocolate. Have you ever been to Ghirardelli and eaten the chocolate from San Francisco? Oh, San Francisco is, the shit. It's very cool. The Golden Gate Bridge is awesome because it was built in 1947. 1947 is a really cool era and blah, blah. You get a keyword and you just keep making a sentence in another sentence in another sentence. And since you're just talking and talking and talking, eventually she's going to pick something that she likes from that conversation or that sentence. And then you guys are just going to keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you will never, ever, ever, ever will ever again have nothing to say after the approach. Why? Because you're not in your head anymore. You're just talking, just being yourself. You're flowing. You're listening. You're paying attention, which gets you out of your mind, which is that's what I'm really trying to get you guys out of your mind, so you can just be like yourself and flowing and awesome and cool and congruent and vibrant and just the shit in general, zoning into that present moment. And then finally, paying attention to small details from her. Very, very, very important, because that small detail can just, there's been times where I've noticed something from a girl, like her strap matches her jean, like stitching or something. Boom, make out. Just like that. Like, oh my god, you're so hot. I like you. Have her on my arm, be like, yeah, that's right, blah, blah. Keep talking it up, keep flowing. Then all of a sudden, like, can I kiss you? And then all of a sudden you get a make out, take her home, take her whatever, and you finally close the deal. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. You guys stay up. Your boy Kelly D.